Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and it's always great catching up with my next guest. He is the 2023 PFL light heavyweight champ, now getting ready to fight on the upcoming PFL versus Bellator card. It's Impa Kasanganay joining me today. How's it going, Impa?
Hey man, how you doing? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. It's always great to chat with you. I always really appreciate our conversations. First things first, man. The last time I spoke to you was at the 2023 PFL Championship. Just kind of catch
hmm
me up on what life has been like these past few months and how pumped you are to get back in the cage.
Man, well, it's good to talk to you again. Since that time, it's been life's been blessed for sure. You know, um, the point in life where I'm like, I'm determined and inspired to go get more, titles, get back to work, improve, refine. So it's been a big focus of mine since that time. After the fight, directly, I did a motorcycle ride. I have this page called Chi Lobos Trek, so you can follow on my journey. Did DC to Lovettsville, Virginia, which is a little north on the West Virginia border, Richmond, Virginia, Virginia Beach, uh, to North Carolina, to Knoxville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Saudi Daisy, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, and Roswell, Georgia. And, to me, it's about having people commit to their adventure and, just documenting the journey along the way and seeing the motorcycle tour. Went to the European finals, PFL, so Southern Ireland, and I got to put the belt around the champion over there. That was kind of cool. And then, now Johnny Eblen fight. So life's been good. I got a puppy now. He's Beacon. He's just running around the house and tearing up stuff. So it's been good. Life's been going well.
Talk to me a little bit about, because as you mentioned, you've been kind of all over the place in terms of travel since your last fight. Was that kind of always in the works, or was that kind of an opportunity to, have some me time after your big win and all that?
Yeah, no, that was both. That was always in the works. So like I work with Triumph Motorcycles,
Mm.
so they sponsored me, and they also I can collaborate and work with them as well as a rider in the program. So for me, I just said I'm gonna claim this victory, then I'm gonna go on a bigger long ride and plan on traveling, support PFL Europe, see how the companies ran, see other things that are going on over there. Want to keep growing. I say like focus be the face of the PFL, right? What where I am, my grass is green, so I don't want to. I didn't just want to see it for one part. Okay, I fight on global side. I do this. I want to see what PFL Europe looking like. What's PFL Africa? What's Australia going to Brazil? I just want to start seeing and meeting people around the world, and it's been pretty cool. And so talking to Joanna, publicist, and Alan Diamond, agent, different people. I was like, how do we win the off season? Was a big focus, and had some great moments. I got to speak to the Rutgers University football team before their Pinstripe Bowl. Went to my first pro wrestling event at AEW. That was really cool. Met Brian Danielson and a few others, and it was a really, really great moment. Uh, there was always a plan to stay active and leverage it. Because I mean, if you can fight, yeah, for sure, but you can also to make the most of your life. Like I think you have to do other things outside of fighting as well.
Was that something that you kind of had to learn over the course of your career to find that work-life balance, so to speak? Because I feel like, especially early on in fighters' careers, there's kind of this mindset that, yeah, like I always got to be in the gym, always getting ready for a fight, looking towards the next thing. So, what was the moment where you kind of found that balance in your life, so to speak?
I'm still looking. I looked for a balance more so. I mean, I know I call it. I never look for balance. I look for harmony,
Mm.
right? If I don't try to make anything even in my life, some things require more attention than others. Like fighting definitely still has precedent. I no matter what, when I travel, I still train. Usually, have training partners with me, or I'm doing 2 to 3 sessions per day. When I was in New York and I went to the Rutgers, speaking to Rutgers team, and when I went to AEW, I was still working out 2 or 3 times a day, training with awesome training partners. That's always my that's my lifestyle. It's not just a sport to me. And for me, I think I came from college. If you go back to what was it, my senior year of college, I was doing 26 credits. Right, I had a 35-hour a week job. I was finishing an accounting internship and finished college football, and then I started training MMA. So like I was always so used to having that schedule. Then I started like my own business training clients. So I think I've been learning it on since I was an amateur, like how you balance and you show. And I always proved it. I said I'm gonna show up my claims and victories before. It's not about this is you're in the gym all day, because if you look at guys and people that sit there in the gym all day, they step out of they step out of they step out of the gym and then it's not really that. Right. For me, it's like I'd rather be productive and build, like do accounting. Like I still do accounting. I still work. I still train. Like I don't know if people's going to stop. I still train clients. For me, it's always been blue collar work ethic. If you look at great warriors in the past, if you look at great boxers or people in the past, yeah, maybe they don't have the same salaries or things that we get today, but they always had an extra job. They always had something that they were doing. The great warriors were farmers. They had all those different other endeavors. And for me, that's one of those things in my life where I'm like, I take I take inspiration from it, and it challenges me to move forward and always remember like you can keep getting better and making the most out of your life. And that's kind of been my thought process on it all.
No doubt about it, man. Obviously, I got to ask you about this big fight with Johnny Eblen. It's a really interesting setup with this PFL versus Bellator champions and former champions setup and a huge card, obviously.
Mhm.
But I want to get your perspective. Like, are you looking at this almost like a title defense, so to speak, or a bigger fight than your PFL title win, just because of the opponent and the stakes and all that? Or how are you kind of approaching this fight?
I mean, look at this the next battle, right? You know, it's every fight's a battle. You know, every season's a war. If you want to look at it that way, you know, it's the first battle in this war, right? It's a 5 fight year. You know, claim this victory. I have 4 more fights, 4 more battles to claim victory. And I don't look at it like, oh, I respect Johnny Eblen, excellent fighter. I'll never talk trash about him. There's no need to. I'll say that he's a very good fighter. But again, you know, I'm gonna go dominate, claim my victory on the 24th. I look at it like, yeah, it's bigger than the last one because the last one's over, you know, and then the next one will be bigger than this one, you know. It doesn't matter who it is, where it is, so long as it's the next opponent, you know, that's the Warriors' greatest reward is the next battle. I don't look at it like, oh, it's Johnny Eblen, oh, it's this person. It could, you know, the day that I fight Francis Ngannou and take him out too, like that's what I want. The day that I, you know, fight Nemkov, if it's whoever it may be, right? I just look at it like I keep moving forward, I keep getting better, I keep improving, and I keep moving forward. I'm keep moving onward. I march forward. That's it. Like I'm on this path, and then the day that I'm not fighting anymore, that's when that portion of it ends. But then I'm leading other guys or helping them get better in other ways too. Maybe as a trainer or as a mentor or a consultant. I don't know, but you know, like I have other businesses going on. But that's all I see it as. See it as is like another moment for me. And yeah, I see it as the next title. You know, it's a different weight class, so I'll be a 2 weight class world champion come February 24th, and to do it in from November to February, what's that? December, January, February, 3 months, right? To do that, I don't think it's ever been done before. So, like, I'm grateful that I get to have these moments and be part of history and you know set the standard. And I want to see the kids who come after me to do way better than I ever did. But my goal is to set the bar so high.
No doubt about it, man. I gotta ask you, like, do you kind of see yourself switching between middleweight and light heavyweight, like long term? Obviously, I know you're not looking past Johnny, but I know you're also looking ahead to the PFL season too. So, do you kind of see
Mhm.
yourself switching between the two weight classes going forward?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I fight all the weight classes, you know, 85 to heavyweight. It'd be kind of cool. I would do 70. I just have to figure it out, like how I'd do the process of it, and I can still make it. Um, yeah, I mean, of course, like I wouldn't want to fight one fight at 85 and be like, okay, that's it, that's done. No, I say get that title. Comes when I would defend it. That whatever PFL decides to do, what they're going to do with these champion versus champion belts, right? You know, but then you know, take Johnny out at 85. He goes into the season, take him out at 205. You know, it'd be great. You know, it's like I'm one of those people who's I want the best. I want the challengers. I want the ones that are considered the best, and you know, and keep showing what my team and I are able to do. And that's it. So yeah, I don't look past Johnny. I don't look past anybody. I don't look over any. I don't overlook any opponent. I respect them, and I thank God that's the enemy that's on my path at that time. You know, but yeah, I see myself in multiple weight classes, and I said like in the press conference, this is my, you know, first time I'll be recognized as the multiple weight class world champion. But then I'll do it again. Then I'll do it again. I'll go heavyweight. You know, and it's God's plan. And I talk to my trainers and everybody and figure out how to do it. I go back to welterweight. I'm not one of those people like who runs from suffering. I'm not one of those people who runs from a challenge. I run towards the challenge. I run into it, and that's one of those things that I love to do. So yeah, definitely 85. Shoot, I would fight 205 and 85 Bellator season. You know, like if I could do like fights in between, I'd fight every month of the year, really. Um, I just gotta, you know, like make it undeniable, keep staking my claim.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that too, because I think one of the great things, and there's so many great things about PFL purchasing Bellator. But one of the great things is now you have so many options now, right? Like you can find the PFL season, you can find the Bellator side of things if you really want to. Long term, could you potentially see yourself challenging for titles in PFL and Bellator moving forward? Is that a goal that entices you?
Yes. Oh, for sure. Sorry, my dog bit my foot.
Oh, you're good.
um, I Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, I would love that. PFL two. I don't think there's a Bellator 205 champion at the time. So
Mhm.
there's a game them vacated it. Yeah, I'd love to. Especially Bellator's around for a couple of years. Why not? I've always wanted to be a multi organization champion, multi weight class world champion, and like to be able to do that now and get these opportunities. Man, I'm gonna what's this? I'm gonna like burn all the ships, and seize all the opportunities, and just keep thanking God for it. But so, yeah, definitely, and I appreciate that question, because it's a prayer of mine for sure.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. And I got to ask you, too. Obviously, a big story in the headlines right now is Kayla Harrison signing with the UFC and leaving the PFL. But I want to ask you, like, as somebody that's really asserted themselves as one of the bigger names in the PFL, do you kind of see this as an opportunity to really assert yourself as like the next potential face of the PFL, so to speak, after Kayla leaves? Do you feel like this kind of gives opportunities to fighters like yourself to really move their way up the ladder and gain more recognition?
Yeah, so I'm much respect to Kayla. She did her job. She did what she did do here. God bless her while she's in the UFC. Right, she's a great person. Wants to provide for her family. That she she'll do her thing. Like she did some great things with the PFL. And the part of where the PFL today is due to her and PFL's time together. I've always said like, yeah, like here to be the face of the PFL. I'm gonna be. I say where God placing my grass is green, and that's where I'm gonna water it. Right. I don't focus on going anywhere else right now. The opportunity's there one day, and that's God's plan for sure. But I, yeah, that's why I want to take those opportunities. That's why I want to be at those European shows. I want to be somewhere where like I meet other champions, I meet other fighters. I can be there. I want to be a positive light in MMA. Right. We got enough shit talkers, for lack of a better word. Excuse my language. We have
Oh, you're
enough
good.
people who put people down. I want to be the most dominant champion in history. That's what I'm going to become. The most dominant champion in history, the most dominant fighter in history, past, present, and future. I keep challenging myself to be the best version of me, beating myself every single day, right? Being that one every single day. And um, when I get to do that and continue to do that, like it's February 24th fight and going right into the season and being the face of the PFL, I think like they say the world is your oyster, but I can show that PFL is a premier organization and that um, I'm blessed to be here and do that, right? I remember when the UFC bought Strikeforce. So when you see these fighters transition over from Pride, like it's part of history that I get to be a part of and really like put a stamp on. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely interested in. That's something I'm definitely going to keep working towards. I don't want to ask for it. I want to go take it. I don't want to like be like, oh, like just boast and shout about myself. Like I don't like what Walter Payton said. He said, when you're good, you talk about yourself. When you're great, they talk about you. And then, until that time comes, and I'm grateful people talk about me at times, and like I don't want to be like off the talk about myself. Like I believe in who I am, I believe in who God's called me to be, and I believe that I will continue to work. I want to, make millions and trillions and billions of dollars for sure, and always work like as if I had, intelligently, right, in different ways. But I always want to work with like the attitude, mindset, focus as if I'm in the negative, right? I'm in the negative, I'm in the red, and that I got to keep building up and climb up that mountain. And when I get to the top, I realize there's so many more to climb and conquer, and then there's so many people to bring up the mountain with me. So it's like I don't want to ever just look at it and say it's just about me. Like I want to be the face of the PFL in a positive way that represents who my family is, my God is, my team is, my team and my teammates are, and then I want to step, into the PFL and show like, hey, like help this organization grow as well.
And I kind of want to switch gears a little bit here because I recently saw you've been doing a lot of personal training with clients and stuff like that, and teaching
Yeah.
you know uh, youth how to box and maybe train MMA too. I think it's called
Mhm.
Impa's Refinery. Is that what it's called?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you talk to
Yeah.
us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Impa's Refinery. Well, hey, well, thank you. That's cool. So Impa's Refinery. I've had this business for coming up 3 years now. officially, but I've been training people for a little while as a fight. I say people are the goal, right? And I always ask myself, what do you need to do as an amateur? What do you do as a pro? You refine yourself. And the the bigger thing for me was, how do I see somebody who's gold and have these impurities around them? I got to take them through the fire, but I go through there with them. And two things I based it off are Proverbs 14:23. All hard work brings profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. And what was quote by Epictetus, and a snippet from it says, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself? And I want to see people do that in and out of the cage. And so I take what I use to help other fighters get ready. Fighters want to train with me, anybody in the world, no bias, no matter what gym you train at. And then people who want to train in general and become like the best version of themselves, fitness wise. And I appreciate TRX getting behind me and TRX supporting me and everybody over there, Jack and everybody. I'm very grateful. And yeah, I want to keep turning it into more and more. So thank you.
No doubt about it, man. I got to ask you too. Daniel Cormier said something really interesting recently. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and he was talking about how he feels like every kid or every person in life should have at least one fight in their lives, right? Like a wrestling match or a karate match, taekwondo, boxing match, sparring session, anything like that. What is your kind of stance on that? Like, do you feel like more people should get involved in mixed martial arts and combat sports, and that it could really impact, society as a whole?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Daniel there. I mean, I think I say that a lot myself. Everybody should be in a fight. I say every young man should be in a fight, like not like to discredit women. I think people should get in fights too, like more so that just to encourage other people that you should always get, like, you should challenge yourself and do something that's real. And also teach you to respect. Like, you go into a gym, different faiths, different beliefs. Like, I'm a Christian, I speak boldly and proud, and I'm grateful to be that, but I would never disrespect somebody who's Jewish, Muslim, like anything. And I'll still love them. And like, I meet people from different cultures. I met gypsies. I met people, things that you see on the mat that like are different than you, have different beliefs. You can still love them unconditionally. And I think that's important. I think that's what fighting will bring out. So I think it's deeper than strictly getting in a fight. And when you get in a fight, it's very pure. You're like, oh, this is what we're doing. There's no, oh, you pull out your gun. If you come to me, I'm gonna shoot you. No, it's like, bring your best. They bring theirs, and finish their hands raised.